But it is what is, and we try to be at our best tomorrow. Not just Sheffield United, they are impressive so far, but also all the other likes like Burnley, like Sunderland, like Middlesbrough, like Blackburn, who is on a really good run, West Brom. So there are so many good sides, and also some teams are still lurking. So it's a competitive league, and I never agreed that before the season there was some speculation that perhaps this season could be an easier season. Not at all. So there's so much competition. I'm happy that we're on a really good point average right now, that we're on a really good run. But in this league, the momentum can change quickly, and for that, it's never a reason to be there with complacency or not being humble in the championship. You always have to do the basics, and we know this. We know that we're on a good run at the moment. We're sitting in a really good position in the table. We know this. But the most important thing is that after 46 games, you're in the perfect position. And for that, we have to keep working.
Yeah, Daniel Farke, that Leeds United manager, echoing some of the stuff you've been saying, Dom, there as well. And especially that last point about keep working and keep working hard. And this is a really tricky period from a managerial point of view and for the players. Tell us what it's like managing that workload coming in towards Christmas.
I'll be honest with you, I loved it. I love playing games. Training's great, but obviously everyone wants to play games. Everyone should be up for it. And I know the Christmas period's coming up and everyone gets excited, but as a professional footballer, your job is to go out and win football matches, and all your team mates and players are all on the same page. And I think we've got that. I think we've got a really good mix of players within our squad. Yeah,
and we talked about Dan James. You can see him getting ready. Could be pivotal today. In terms of Preston, it looks like from the team that we're looking at, they might change their formation today to a sort of 4-3-3. In fact, their two top scorers, Jakobsen and Sam Greenwood, who's ineligible to play, of course, on loan, they've had 9 goals between them. They've only scored 20 this season. So that's half their goals taken out. They're not available today. But Osmajic comes in and Will Keane's playing as well. So they look like they've put in attacking players. How are they going to set up today? Are they having a go here?
Possibly, because I think that's the way you try and get results. Start on the front foot, have a real go. But the thing is, if they do have a real go, they've got to keep that going and momentum. They've got to keep it going for the 90 minutes, which I think that's where we'll get on top with our fitness levels and with our depth in our squad. I don't think they've got that, and we have that. So that's really important that if we need to make changes at the right moments, we have to do that. They'll be thinking the same. They've got a couple of players who can come on the bench and make a difference. But I just generally feel we have to start well, really, really well, because can it be a banana skin? Of course it can be. So again, it's about the leaders in that group. Before this game kicks off, you're in that dressing room. I'm telling you now, I'm revving that room. I'm revving it up, saying, come on, every single one of us, personal battles, we win them. We win more than them. They don't win what we win. And then it becomes a little bit easier when you put them hard yards in. So quick start, lots of energy, on the front foot, and make it as difficult as we can for them to create chances as well. I've seen a few times this season where people haven't got tight to the ball. That is key. That's the hard yards of the defender. Get up tight. Don't make it easy for them. If you give them time and space in the Championship, they'll pick a pass out and they'll give them an opportunity. So make sure positionally we're right and defensively right. The rest of our forward players will take care of the rest.
I love a little Don Matteo team talk. Everyone watching feels like they're ready to go out now and do it. OK, we know how effective Leeds have been in the wide areas this season. We've talked about Dan James. Willie Gnonto starts today. 4 goals and 5 assists for him so far this evening. This season, he's been chatting to LUTV about the season so far, the crucial win midweek and the challenges ahead this weekend.
Willie, a 3-1 win against Middlesbrough. How would you sum up last night's performance?
It was a really good game. I think we played against a tough opposition, but we played, I think, a really good game defensively and offensively too, and I think we deserved the win.
It was a game against a team that will fancy themselves as playoff contenders as well, so that must give you a real boost. Yeah,
I think so. I think we knew that it was going to be a really tough game. They are quite good. They've been good in the last period as well, and they play quite good football. They did it yesterday too, but we knew our quality. We knew that we could be dangerous, and we took our chances. I think we could have scored even more, but we are happy with the win.
We got off to a good start thanks to yourself. It isn't a typical Willie Gnonto goal, but they all count, right? Yeah,
I don't think it's my best goal, but the feeling is the same or even better. I'm really happy. I didn't score, I did score against Swansea, but I didn't score in a long period, so it's nice to be again involved with goals, with assists, and with good performances as well. So I'm really happy.
It's easy to notice as well. You rang to Josh after the goal. Was that pre-planned?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know if he expected it, but I knew I was gonna score and go to him. He told me before the game I was gonna have a good game and score, so I was really happy, and I feel like it was, of course, a good moment for him too.
It's a good sign as well to see you run to a player that's just come into the club last few months and try to build a platform. What sort of impact has he had for morale in the group?
Yeah, I feel like he had a great impact. He's a good guy. He had a lot of experiences in the past as well, and he always tried to help people. He always tried to be there with a good attitude, always smiling. And I feel like with me personally, he has been great since the start, so I'm really happy to have him, and it's good to have this type of personality in the dressing room.
Last night was, great for the win, but good to see the captain come back. There's competition for places now, and everyone's really pushing each other, or that's the way it seems.
Yeah, I feel like that's the way it is, We know that we have lots of top players in the team, but at the same time, everyone is quite confident that he can play and have a good impact, So it's nice to see If back, and we missed him, but at the same time we know that we have lots of good players, and when someone is out due to injury or suspension and everything, can be whatever, we know that we have other players in order to replace him.
The fixture list doesn't get any quieter or calmer. Preston away, last season gave us a real battle, but I'm sure spirits are high going into this.
Yeah, of course. We know that it's going to be tough. Every game is tough anyway, but this one is going to be even tougher. It's away, it's Preston. We know the way they try to play, the atmosphere is going to be nice, and we are sure we're going to have a good game.
We go into that game on the back of 2 home wins. Ellen Road has been a real bonus point for us as a group this year. So has that given you like a base to push on from now going forward?
Yeah, always. I feel like every time we play at home and away, we always feel this support, So we really try to work hard and give something back. And I feel like in the last period we did it.
Right, the players are nearly ready, and we're nearly ready to head over towards Deepdale, a ground where last season on Boxing Day it didn't quite go to plan with a sending off and a last-minute pretty much winner for Preston. But we won't think of those negative vibes, Don, because that's not happening today, right? It's a pre-Christmas present. What's the score going to be?
I'm just trying to think what I said recently. I'm going to go for a 2-1. 2-1. I think it'll be a hard game, but I think we've got enough quality within our ranks to win the game.
Let's hope so. Here come the players. It's a big one. It's a lunchtime kick-off at Deepdale. Let's head to your commentary team. Over in Preston, it's Bryn Law and Tony DeRigo.
Thanks, Rich. Teams emerge right on cue for another Saturday lunchtime Roses clash. Leeds United looking to pick up more points. Leeds United looking to climb back to the top of the Championship table, as Leeds and Sheffield United switch places in the top 2 positions on a pretty regular basis. The aim of the exercise again for Leeds is to make sure that at the end of this one they're top, and then wait and see what happens after that. Leeds have been pretty much majestic at home, 1 blip apart. Away has been a little bit more of a struggle, but today against the side that's languishing in the lower half of the table, that hasn't been in great form for too long, they'll be hoping to win. Preston North End, 5 changes made to their starting 11 for this game today. That's 5 changes from the side that won away at Cardiff in midweek. So Paul Heckingbottom certainly seeing the need to bring in fresh legs and plenty of experience. Leeds United, just the 2 changes for Leeds United. Jayden Bogle is fit again, so he's in the starting 11, Verber on the bench. And Joel Peru comes back into the side, and Matteo Joseph is amongst the replacements. Once again, you'd have to say, strong starting 11 and strong looking bench for Leeds as well. Strength of the squad is going to be crucial over the coming weeks, because this has been another busy week, 3 fixtures, and then we have the Christmas period looming now. And as everyone always knows, that means game after game after game. So the necessity of having that squad in place becomes all the more important, and everybody in it needs to make their contribution as well. Leeds United will be in that lovely yellow away strip for this game this afternoon against Preston North End, the Lily Whites in the white shirts. And the Leeds United fans in huge numbers here you get a proper big away end at Deepdale, and Leeds have filled it. Every single seat in there has a Leeds United fan in it. So Leeds, again, like at Blackburn, will have fantastic backing here. The challenge is for Leeds United to give the fans that happy journey home. Didn't happen last time, has to happen this time. Pascal Struijk in the centre circle. Preston skipper is Ben Whiteman. He's one of the 5 restored to the starting 11 for this game. Really experienced campaigner, the defensive midfielder for Preston. And it would appear that the sides are going to switch ends here. So that means that Leeds United will be kicking towards the away fans in the first half, interestingly. Preston have their big bank of supporters behind the goal that Meslier will be defending. Can't be the wind, because there isn't any. It's still, it's chilly, it's grey overhead now. We had blue skies, they've gone, replaced by cloud. So somebody must have seen a little bit of a psychological something there to engender the change of ends. Leeds go into the huddle and break. Leeds fans, you'll hear already in fine voice. Referee is all ready to get this game underway. Joel Peru stands on the ball for Leeds in the centre circle. The whistle goes, the game is underway. Another important championship challenge for Leeds here. Coming into the game in good form. Want to extend that into this away fixture. Gnonto, left-hand side for Leeds in the Preston half. Rothwell puts it back into the centre circle for Joe Rodon. And then Rodon clips the ball onto the head of Byram, but Byram had to retreat beyond the touchline to try and head that one, and that will be a Preston throw.
Just having a quick look at their formation. Plenty of formation being bandied around. It does look more of a 4-3-3, but let's see as the game progresses. But good positive start. We've kept the ball well. Push Preston back. Now, we know these early moments are important just to put our stamp on the game.
We're sitting in a position level with the halfway line, and we're watching as Preston North End play the ball towards the edge of their own penalty area. Kesler-Hayden, the man on loan from Aston Villa, got his first touch. Whiteman rolls the ball forward, and then it's down the right-hand side for Leeds to attack potentially here. Aaronson goes on the chase, and Aaronson's going to get there as well. And is he tugged back? Well, he says he is, the referee says he isn't, but then the ball is given away to Dan James on the edge of the penalty area anyway. 2 sloppy moments defensively from Preston North End there. Leeds trying to make the most of one or the other. Now they come again with Aaronson. Played out wide for James to try and cross the ball for Leeds. Going for the byline, holds it up. 2 in front of him, gets it into the middle. Headed clear as far as the edge of the penalty area, and then carried beyond by Frokjaer. And Preston now begin to mount a counter-attack after that Leeds pressure. Potts down the right, rolls a little ball into the penalty area. Rodon's come across to really good effect to cover there. Still alive for Preston. Shot from the edge of the box is a wayward one from McCann, and it's swung wide. Leeds have a problem. Rodon's got a knock.
Yes, he's down on his haunches inside the 18-yard box. Good play from us initially on that far right-hand side, but once the counter came, it was a swift one. Lots of bodies forward from Preston as well, but we got enough bodies back ourselves, defended it well, and the shot was well wide.
Daniel Farker is in a position directly opposite where we're sitting on the far side of the stadium. And alongside him, edge of the technical area, former Leeds boss, Paul Heckingbottom. Behind him is his assistant, Stuart McCall, former Everton player, Rangers and all the rest, Bradford, Leeds born. Sam Byram plays the ball back in field to Rothwell. Across the back right side for Rodon. Okay now. Ball is given away. Bogle couldn't get to that one. Preston have it with Whiteman. And then back it comes in to Lindsay, edge of the area. keeps it away from Dan James just. And does quite well to get Kesler-Hayden going down the left. Preston through the middle, trying to attack Leeds United now with a ball wide to Potts. Put into the middle. Struijk just closed the door ahead of Frokjaer there in time, because there was a gap, and he filled that gap. Preston knocking it around confidently until they give it away to Joel Peru, who's come back into his own half. I think probably his first touch of the game.
It is. He's had to come back in and try and help out. Actually, I think he was involved, wasn't he, early on. Just made a run there as well. Fortunately, Tanaka didn't quite see it over the top.
Tanaka. And Rodon. To his left to Struijk, down the channel, but Gnonto's not getting to that one. Struijk comes in to try and retrieve the ball, as does Byram, neither successful. Preston it is, who just put a ball down the near side touchline in the hope there's a clear push from Osmajic in the back of Rodon. And as the Leeds defender goes down, the referee blows the whistle.
Exactly what Rodon wanted. Did really well, got there ahead of him. Just, where's he going? Nowhere. I need a push, I need a push. And he got it. Osmajic, poor play.
Ball is with Tanaka. Swings a crossfield ball. It might find Byram, who's chasing towards his near side. He's right on the byline. He's kept it in play as well. He's pushed it back to Gnonto. Gnonto to attack the box, maybe. Gnonto on his right foot, now his left foot. Oh, it looked like he left the defender for dead there, but Potts managed to recover the situation and knock it out of play.
No, he was lucky, Potts, wasn't he? Twisted this way and that.
Leeds have the throw-in down by the corner flag. Byram with ball in hand. Byram taking his time, weighing up his options. In it goes to Peru. Peru back into the edge of the area, centre circle to Joe Rodon. To his right to Bogle, and back to Rodon again here. Through the middle. Doesn't arrive at the feet of Gnonto. It's intercepted, so James comes in to win it back for Leeds United. Short pass to Tanaka. Back to Rodon again. And now Struijk. Gnonto to his left. Sam Byram. Dan James, who is finally the happy owner of a chant, a song. And that was what the Leeds fans were regaling him with there. Joe Rodon to Tanaka. The runners are down the right, but Tanaka's cut back into his own half to Rodon, and back to Tanaka again. Preston pressing. Bogle does well just to keep hold of the ball there, under a bit of pressure from Preston midfield. Now Struijk down the line for Byram. Tries to help it on at a stretch to Gnonto. Doesn't quite work out. Preston go back to the keeper, Woodman. And his first significant touch of the ball is not a great one. He sliced it straight out of play for a Leeds throw.
Well, certainly good pressure. Just gave the ball away there. Unfortunately, Pascal to Byram, slightly overhit, but just got to be careful of the closing down from Preston. They're doing it well at the right time. Got to make sure we're prepared for that counter.
Interesting that Paul Heckingbottom made 5 changes to a winning side. Obviously, he's put players in there who he feels will do a job against Leeds, is what I'm guessing.
Yeah, for sure. And clearly rotating some freshness, but you're right players for the job, because for them this one will be difficult, but they want to be positive at the same time. You can see they're trying to keep 3 up top as well to be positive, who at the same time need to drop back in and help out their defenders when they can.
Tanaka to Struijk, and back to Rothwell in the Preston half. Peru, Tanaka through the middle, cut out. Leeds win the second ball back through Struijk, and now Byram down the line for Gnonto. Back into Byram, infield to Tanaka. Leeds moving it around pretty confidently at the moment. just looking for that breakthrough, though, as they've gone a little bit back towards the halfway line. Here's Gnonto down the touchline. Comes infield, plays it through a gap, but it's going to roll beyond Aaronson, who acknowledges the attempt and goes behind for a goal kick.
It was the right gap, right pass, but just well overhit, wasn't it? Aaronson was onside. Not had much chance to get on the ball yet, Brendan Aaronson. We need to see him again. Had a fine game, didn't he, last time out?
Preston 15th place in the championship table at start of play. They dropped a place as a consequence of Derby's win against Portsmouth last night. 22 points on the board. Their home form is 1-3, drawn 5, lost 2, so they are hard to beat here. And Leeds have got the task ahead of them of trying to break down pretty resolute home defence. Don't score many, don't concede that many either. Meslier out to Tanaka. I say out, he's still in the penalty area. Now it's out to Rodon on the right-hand side to carry it up and over the halfway line. Poor ball from Joe Rodon. And then almost a poor ball into the path of Peru as well. It goes back to Woodman, the safe outlet. And he plays it towards Potts, but Gnonto gets in ahead of him, nods the ball into touch. Preston North End throw. We're in the 10th minute, 0-0.
Yeah, and certainly cagey so far. Keeper's not really called into too much action. We'll want that to change.
That win against Cardiff on Wednesday night, so they've had a day less recovery than Leeds. It's Preston's first in 10, or first since October the 19th, so they haven't been in great form. They have been drawing a lot of matches as Meslier makes a bit of a mess of his clearance out the penalty area there. Into touch it goes. Preston take a throw in. They're working down the left-hand side, but then misplaced pass. Story of the game so far, hasn't it? Both sides not quite got the radar set up correctly.
No, I think the passing certainly could be better. We're certainly keeping the ball well, but we can't penetrate them yet in that last third as much as we would like. But patience is key. Quelling the crowd early on. We're certainly doing that. We're louder. Leeds fans to the left are making plenty of noise. To the right, not so much.
Rodon to Tanaka. Goes long onto the head of Lindsay. And then it goes out of play for a Leeds United throw. And Daniel Farke takes the opportunity for a little chat with Jayden Bogle. And the fourth official just steps in to say, actually, he's got to go and take a throw in. And so Bogle heads off to do his job. Throws it back to Joe Rodon. Rothwell. To his right to Rodon. Through the middle for Peru. Back to Tanaka on the halfway line. Rothwell in the centre circle. Moves the ball forward in characteristic fashion. Now to Struijk. Gnonto tackled successfully. Preston through the middle in possession. Potts on the halfway line. A little ball wide to Frokjaer. And then into his own half it goes to Storey. Jordan Storey plays it back to Mads Frokjaer. And then Woodman, the keeper, really shanked that clearance, but he got away with that one. And then it's all a bit of a mess in the middle, but Preston end up with possession and a runner down the right and loads of space. Well, Leeds were a little bit lucky there because Sam Byram got dragged into the middle and Potts was able to make a clear run down the right, but the pass into him went beyond him and out.
There was a couple of errors, though, weren't they? We thought we had the ball, then we go back to them, then thought they lost it. And you're right, we were a little bit out of position. Fortunately, the ball was too far.
Rothwell to his right to Rodon. Little clutch of yellow shirts all in roughly the same place on the halfway line. James got there first, but straight into touch. Thrown in to Will Keane. Keane up the line. Breaks kindly for Struijk. Bogle did his job well there. Left his man Brady on the deck. Aaronson, better ball into Bogle. And Bogle does well, takes it outside of his runner. Now James has played in. James on the edge of the penalty area, two waiting in the middle. And it's just behind Peru. And he stopped, and as he was waiting, defender got in the way and put it behind for the first corner.
Right, excellent play. Bogle initially, then once the ball gets played through to James, no one's catching him, but to be fair, the Preston defenders got back extremely quickly. The space where James could have put it disappeared rapidly. He tried to pull it back, but in the end he got cut out.
So Leeds have first set-piece opportunity to put the ball in that Preston penalty area. Rothwell, as ever, the man on duty. Lots of movement in the penalty area as it's curled into the middle, headed away from Struijk. Aaronson on the edge has to go and win the ball, keep it away from Kesler-Hayden. Does that? Can he get this cross in? He's still on the ball. He's gone right, he's gone left, he's gone in the middle to Byram. Back it comes to Aaronson. Now Gnonto just outside the area, going to his left to Byram. He's got to keep the ball in play, and he does that. James waits behind him, and he's a straightforward ball to him. And now Gnonto just in field. Rothwell into a little gap on the edge of the area for Byram, who plays it back to Rothwell. He wants to keep it going forwards, but he's having to retreat here because Preston are now in their shape. And so Leeds are back in their own half and in possession with Rodon and Struijk exchanging passes.
Just lost that advantage, didn't we? In and around the 18-yard box. All of a sudden, we're back on our own halfway line, but we still have possession.
Tanaka to Rodon. James playing down the left just at the moment. And Gnonto down the right. Tanaka. Now Gnonto. Very surprised that I haven't seen any Carminator t-shirts around the stadium at
They've all sold out, that's why.
Is that what's happened?
Yeah, that's what it is, yeah.
The nickname, if you weren't with us for the midweek match, the nickname devised by Tony Dorigo. It just might
not catch on, I'm not so sure, really. But
here's Dan James on the edge of the penalty area. He's taken off his toes, but it comes back for Rothwell anyway. Rothwell puts it up in the area, but he's overhit that. And that's an easy catch for Woodman ahead of Peru.
I think it was onside again, but just overhit the ball. Centre-half had his hand up, but wasn't convincing.
Yeah, they were quite deep, weren't they?
Yeah,
the two
they were.
Central defenders.
There's a couple of times now that we've managed to find space, but the ball itself has been a poor one.
Almost. Dan James getting in to make an important interception there as Storey was just about able to keep the ball away from the Welsh international. Whiteman out to the left-hand side to Kesler-Hayden. And Brady back to the left back. And then back into Lindsay. Tanaka wins a header for Leeds on the halfway line, but it's straight at Lindsay. Puts it back in the Leeds half. Bogle wins a header. Underneath it then is McCann. Rodon battling, fouling his opponent in that tussle on the halfway line. Osmajic goes down. Preston get a free kick.
Well, the ball was bouncing. Rodon just needed a touch. I'm not sure he quite got it. Got the man.
Referee stopping for a word in there with Robbie Brady as Preston walk up the park. Not in any massive hurry to get this one taken, it would appear. Brady stands over it for the home team. Robbie Brady, Republic of Ireland international, is told that he's placed it too far forward, and the referee kicks it back to the spot where it should be located. From where it's taken short back into the centre circle anyway. And then it's played wide for Brady, who's broken off to the left, waiting for the pass, and he gets the ball into the penalty area. And the heads go up at the far post, and it was Lindsay who met it. And you have to say that was a really well-worked free kick from Preston North End. And Lindsay couldn't quite get his header on target.
It was. I think Bogle just does enough as well. And even though Lindsay clearly towers over Bogle, got to put him off somehow, some way. So Bogle just kept trying to lean into him, made the header difficult. But you're right, Lindsay still got there, but headed it wide.
So Preston's first threatening moment of the game. Meslier in possession for Leeds United. Goes long way wide, so long that it's well over the head of Dan James and into the fans on the far side for a Preston throw. Back to the keeper it goes, Woodman. In front of the travelling fans. Plays it out to Kesler-Hayden. Brings it under control. He's fouled, says the referee, by Tanaka. Nothing much in that one, just a little bit of a hand in the back. And then it's flicked out and infield into the path of Potts. Gnonto gets in ahead of him, but Byram can't keep the ball for Leeds. Potts has it now instead with McCann. He gets it back again off Keane. And then into the edge of the penalty area, and it comes back out to Frokjaer. And now McCann, and then laid back for Frokjaer. Moves the ball into the path of Kesler-Hayden. Up on the edge of the Leeds penalty area, Preston now with Brady on the ball. Bogle's in front of him, and it comes off Bogle and goes behind for Preston's first corner.
Well, some nice sharp passing there from Preston, although not inside the box. They moved it well from the right-hand side to the left and won themselves a corner kick.
20th minute, Whiteman's gone to take it for them, the captain. Some noise from behind the goal towards which Preston are attacking in response. Plenty of height arriving in the penalty area now. Pretty much from the back. Comes in short to Brady. Back to Whiteman. Curls his cross in. Byram, good header clear. Still in Preston's possession. As they put the ball back in the centre circle to Kesler-Hayden. Whiteman's come back to almost the halfway line to keep the ball going for Preston. Again, it's the Villa man on the ball. And then Frokjaer in his own half. Leeds get up the park now to try and apply pressure to the man in possession. Little tap from Gnonto. And the referee has given the free kick for that little tap from Gnonto. Just as it looked like Preston had lost possession, the free kick is awarded instead.
Well, Frokjaer thought he was going to go back to the keeper, so did I think the rest of our boys, but he accelerated through and almost played a pass out, but for Tanaka, and of course the little foul as well.
Woodman has come to take it, quite a distance away from where the incident occurred. Nobody seems too concerned. And Woodman, the goalkeeper, just outside the centre circle. Long to the left side of the box, and Joe Rodon does the smart thing there. He just ducks out the way a bit, knowing that there's sufficient height and power on that for it to sail beyond him and out for a goal kick.
Won't mind those sort of free kicks. That was just a poor one, wasn't it? Just long, aimless, so easy to deal with. Set pieces, we know, always going to be a challenge for us, because home sides, they will get set pieces and corner kicks, and they really will concentrate on that. We will have plenty of possession, but it's what we can do with it.
Long ball over the top from Meslier, headed clear, only as far as James. Chests it down, plays it out to Aaronson, just outside the penalty area. So lots of yellow shirts up here. Aaronson going across the edge of the box to Rothwell. Bogle set off on a run, but Rothwell's come back inside. Still on the ball, Joe Rothwell, but he's done a little bit too much in there. And Preston get it clear, and now they have the chance themselves to launch a raid deep into the Leeds half, as it's down the right side with Osmajic into the middle, and it's met, and it's tucked into the back of the net by Potts off Meslier. So the counter-attack is the undoing of Leeds United, and when Potts popped up at the far post, Meslier couldn't keep his shot out, and Leeds are behind. Preston 1, Leeds 0.
It's an excellent goal, it really is, and I could see Bogle was not getting there with Potts, but Osmajic, he has done some fantastic work down this right-hand side. As we've driven through and lost the ball on the edge of the box, Osmajic then has turned Struijk, and here, there's only one ball he can play. Can he find that space? Well, he certainly can. It's brilliant. Could we not have cut it out? First there, maybe not. And secondly, Bogle is not back. Potts gets there first, then just a touch. Meslier tries to keep it out, but can't. It's a poor goal to give away, but really well executed from Preston.
So Leeds attacking one moment and behind the next. And a little bit of a familiar feeling, perhaps. 24th minute. And Leeds have it all to do here in Lancashire on a Saturday lunchtime. Byram, back it goes to Struijk. And then Rodon, who elects to go back to Meslier. And now Struijk back to the goalkeeper again. Rodon back to Meslier once more. Now there's noise from the home supporters. It's a long while since they've seen a win here. Back in October. A delay from the Leeds, a release from the Leeds goalkeeper. Just invites a little bit of frustration from the away end. Struijk with Gnonto deep in his own half to try and get a bit of momentum back in Leeds play. Struijk carrying it forward into Rothwell. Now Rodon. Wide it goes right side to Dan James. On the edge of the penalty area. Puts his shot in, headed clear as far as Rodon. Trying to keep things going here in behind Aaronson. Well, Gnonto's come back from an offside position and the flag is raised for the Leeds frustration.
Oh, that had to be close. That was a good ball from Rodon. Right into the heart of their defence. Gnonto just the wrong side of his man, but we need a response now, don't we? And you're right, going a goal down. Away from home, you've got to be expected to fight back, show what you're about. It's happened a little too often for my liking away from home, but still plenty of minutes left, plenty of time to get ourselves back.
Seen a replay of the pot score now. He kneed it in, didn't he, basically? It kind of hit him and went in. Arrived perfectly in the right spot at the right time and just did enough to make sure he got it beyond Meslier and in.
Well, hitting the target, isn't it? Just hit the target somehow. And ask questions of the keeper. Unfortunately, Meslier couldn't keep it out.
Throwing to Preston, now a throw into Leeds. Bogle on the halfway line will take it. Leeds are trying to move to give him something to aim at here, and not entirely successfully at the moment. So he goes down the line where it's cut out by Kesler-Hayden, but that advances Leeds a little way up the touchline for another throw in. Bogle into Aaronson, just puts it up on, looking for the head of Peru. Bogle comes through and does well, rides a couple of challenges, tries to get it into the box, tries again to get it into the box, ultimately unsuccessful, but he found himself completely walled in by white shirts there, Jayden Bogle, and still almost managed to get it into the penalty area for Leeds United.
Yeah, he did well, slalom through a few challenges there, but we need the ball just further up, try and push this Preston side back.
Aaronson back to Struijk. And now Tanaka. Struijk again. Right side to Rodon. The channel for Peru. Plays it into the edge of the area, comes forward. Aaronson to shoot. And Aaronson on his right foot can't keep the shot down. And it goes over the top. And that's a really good chance that Leeds have just let slip.
It's excellent play, really is. And Peru gets into that channel, spins, turns, finds the pass. Little touch from Byram is wonderful. And it opens it up for Aaronson, who opened his body up. See what he was trying to do. He took his time, trying to find that far corner, but just the ball pops up at the wrong time and gets it all wrong.
Familiar sight of defenders and goalkeeper beginning to concoct ever more ingenious ways to waste time even in this opening half. Meslier. goes long through the middle. Header back towards the halfway line. Tanaka foot in to the chest of Aaronson.
Handball.
Handball it is. Leeds free kick just inside the Preston half. They'll take it quickly to Tanaka. Back to Struijk. Rothwell. Now Struijk. Rothwell again. To Tanaka. Rothwell to Struijk. Floodlights are on here now at Deepdale. Rothwell again to the captain. Back to the midfielder. Tanaka to Gnonto. Tanaka wasn't the ball he wanted back from Gnonto really there. He had to let it run across his body and then turn back to the goalkeeper Meslier, so he's lost ground. Trying to regain it now though, with Tanaka doing well on the halfway line. Puts it through the middle for Aaronson. Gnonto lays it off for Tanaka. Rothwell back to Tanaka, laid off quickly for Aaronson. Aaronson keeps it and gives it to Bogle. Bogle into Tanaka. Leeds appeal for a free kick, get nothing. Kesler-Hayden. Well, Tanaka intelligently lets the ball run across, knowing that he had teammates waiting behind to pick it up, which is exactly what happened. Struijk for Leeds, pushes forward.
No.
Puts a too heavy ball over the top, and the no from Tony Dorigo says it all.
You can see it a mile off, that's the thing. It needed to be done earlier or softer, but then when it happened, it closed down, so had to keep the ball going. Struijk still tried to play it. That's 3 or 4 times now we're forcing things that aren't really on. I like the run earlier from Peru on that side. He needs to get involved more. We can see what he can do. A lot of the time, I suppose that's the slight criticism of him. He doesn't get involved enough, whereas Joseph would probably get involved more. But what we need is a breakthrough. We need a goal scorer. We need someone that can regularly stick it in the back of the net. Don't care who it is, but we need one now.
15 to go in this first half. Leeds behind. And Struijk with a header to Bogle. 4 on the halfway line. Another one. Leeds again look for a free kick and get nothing. Preston play the ball up to Frokjaer. Loses out to Byram. Rothwell back to Struijk. Now Tanaka through the middle for Aaronson. Nice turn. That's a free kick, and that'll be a yellow card. Whiteman had lost his man there. And a clip on the heels of Aaronson stopped him on his run towards the penalty area and brought a booking.
Excellent ball into Aaronson. He does that so well, just allows the ball to run across his body, turns and goes the other way. And this time, Whiteman was beaten all ends up, wasn't he?
So Leeds have a free kick midway inside the Preston half, right in the centre. Rothwell takes it short to Tanaka, gets it back. Gnonto to Rodon, who's in the centre circle. Now he's further forward than that, giving it to Peru. Peru's shot hits Kesler-Hayden and is blocked off, and Rothwell has to come in to win it back for Leeds. Passes it to Pascal Struijk. And Peru back to Struijk again. Now Rothwell. Wide to his right to Rodon. Infield to Gnonto. There's space down this near side where James is waiting, and he gets the ball now. James is just outside the box on his right foot, curls a cross probably into the penalty area, and the keeper Woodman gets out, and Peru couldn't get to it, and the goalkeeper takes control.
There's so much space, wasn't there, on this left-hand side? I just thought Byram took the defender back into that space. Maybe that time could have stayed out, and I think James would have been in.
Frokjaer to Keane, to Potts. Potts back to Woodman on the edge, and now out to the penalty area by a distance. Gets his ball forward, comes back into the Preston half. Challenges flying in, leads with Tanaka. Really good play. Gets it to Rodon. Just a little bit of momentum building behind Leeds here now with Tanaka. Curls across out to this left side. James chases to get there on the byline. Dan James looking towards the penalty area. He's nutmegged the man in front of him, Potts, and just couldn't get around the other side to pick it up, and it went off Potts and behind for a corner.
Oh, if that was a clean nutmeg, it would have been in. Brilliant play from Dan James. Potts fortunate he got a nick on the inside of his ankle that took it out for a corner kick.
So Rothwell on this near side to deliver that corner, an in-swinger. Rothwell takes a couple of steps back, gives his teammates the signal, left arm raised. In it goes, deep towards the far side, and there's not a soul waiting there, and it bounces once and then it bounces out for a goal kick.
Well, Struik's appealing to the referee about being grabbed and held, but the referee clearly missed it.
Every time there's a goal kick, the Preston defenders and goalkeeper
having a chat.
See the opportunity for a little conference to take place in the penalty area with the ball nowhere near them. Header on the halfway line finds Byram. Struijk to Tanaka. 10 minutes in this first half remaining. Leeds behind. Tanaka in possession to Rothwell. Byram waits to his left, has the ball now. Sam Byram back to the centre circle to Struijk. Tanaka. Struijk again. On it goes for Byram. Back to Struijk. And they come back to Tanaka. Controls and carries it forward. Gives it to Aaronson. Aaronson level with the edge of the box. Brendan Aaronson on his right foot. Curls it into the middle, headed away as far as Rothwell. Delivers it into Bogle. Bogle on the edge of the penalty area is fouled in the D. Just outside. And it's all kicking off in the aftermath. That was a poor challenge, that, wasn't it?
Yeah, just an extremely fierce challenge. One where Bogle obviously is going for the ball. It's one that he should be getting, but the defender goes for it just way too aggressively. And that sort of challenge these days is certainly punished.
Well, let's see how it's punished here. Free kick for sure. What else? Well, it looks like a yellow card.
I think.
Bogle's back on his feet. I haven't seen a card.
I haven't either.
If there was one to be shown. No, I don't think anyone's been booked for that. So the referee walks the players back into the penalty area. Mr. Busby is the boss. And the Preston wall is lined up just in front of the penalty spot. And Leeds United have the chance to put one in on goal here, of course. Rothwell and Peru stand over the ball. Now the referee is going to book Daniel Farker, I suspect, here.
Looks that way.
He's coming towards the touchline. He's going to have a word with the fourth official. And the card is shown to the Leeds manager. Oh, and to probably Paul Heckingbottom as well. So it's going off on the pitch, it's going off the pitch. And the referee, well, when he should have, the person who should have surely received a yellow card there, didn't get one. And those who were not involved, voices off, did.
I didn't see the challenge on the touchline there. It must have been a bad tackle, because they both got yellows.
It was worse than the one that we did see.
Not so sure that was the case, but right, here we go. Free kick.
Rothwell and Peru, one or the other. Leeds fans unhappy. Peru into the wall. Cleared us back to Peru again. Has another go. And Woodman will catch the deflection. And neither of those really threatened an equaliser for Leeds.
No. A lot of bodies getting in the way.
Well, Leeds fans' ire at one end has brought glee from the home fans at the other end. And we have 7 minutes to go before the interval. And Leeds are trying to get going again with the ball to Bogle, who's got in beyond his man. Bogle to cross into the middle. Dropped it short, though, and it's cleared away. There's a proper old scrap going on between... Oh, there's a ridiculous reaction from Osmajic, almost inevitably there, who has rolled, what, 4 or 5 times under the challenge of Rodon, and it was no more than a grappling match. And the card is shown to Dan James. It's one of those where you begin to get a sense that the referee is letting the control of this one slip away.
Well, the problem is players that exactly know what's a yellow and what's not. If one on the edge of the box, that fierce challenge on Bogle wasn't. And suddenly, as you say, it's just a bit of a grappling match. But I just hate it when players overreact that much. Osmajic, my goodness.
Preston free kick. And Leeds United have to drop into their own half to defend it. Ball is played in long. Bogle wins the header. Goes into touch for a Preston throw-in. Midway inside the Leeds half. And it's Kesler-Hayden who's going to take it. Throws into the edge of the area. Bogle with a header. Comes back out for McCann to put it into the middle. Great challenge from Rodon. Had to get in ahead of Brady then. Bogle clears it at Tanaka and then is caught late. Bogle, he's left in a heap. And again, Leeds look towards the referee. And again, I don't think there's anything more than a free kick coming.
Brady with the late challenge. Bogle is okay, but the referee at some point going to start showing cards to make sure it's not going to be to us.
So Leeds have a free kick, which is further forward than the incident occurred. Peru beaten in the air in the Preston half. Leeds are defending. Rodon back into the keeper, had to get that one right. Bounced in front of him. He got quite a lot on the ball. It's still not clear properly for Leeds. And then Rodon is caught and knocked to the ground by Keane. But a messy game is surely what Preston are all about at this stage.
It is. They'll love this. Stop start, make it ugly, make it difficult. We need to get it back down, continue to build pressure.
Meslier goes long. Kesler-Hayden wins his header. Potts down the right for Preston. Just puts it up through the middle. And Meslier will come. And there's a little kick out from Osmajic at Rodon there. As Osmajic slid into the Leeds man, he just left a boot in on his calf. And Rodon was less than pleased with that. Two players who've just clashed a minute or two ago. And again, a lecture, but no more than a lecture for the Preston man.
But you know, at some point, then the cards will start coming out, but it's just who's going to be that unlucky person, because already there should have been, you know, 2 or 3 more for Preston players, but just got to make sure the next challenge is one of theirs again and they start going into the book. Frustrating, but got to be dealt with.
Meslier, short free kick to Rodon. Bogle just goes along with it. And that one will be collected by the fullback, who does well to keep it away from Dan James. And then Bogle's had enough, so he's gone and taken his own retribution. And whilst there was firm contact on the ball, there was a follow-through on the man as well. And I think that's all about what's happened in the last 5 minutes.
Yep, it's a foul.
And that's players exacting their own punishment in the absence, perhaps, of the official getting involved, isn't it?
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. That's what will happen. But what I mean is, you don't want to be going over that line, otherwise you're going to go into the book as well. And this sort of game, that they drag you down to a certain level, and you know that's not what we're about. We want to get that ball, we want to keep it moving, we want to play this ugly type of football. this style suits the home side.
So the players stopped. Leeds have come into a little huddle in their own half. Just need to have words there. Joe Rothwell arrives to join in the conversation as the players now break away. But Preston are where they want to be at this stage in this half, ticking towards its conclusion. They've got a free kick here. They're in front. And Leeds are finding it difficult to get going.
Yes, they've only had a couple of counters. That's about it, really. We haven't had too much defensively to do, but one of them was superb, and they managed to convert the cross. Whereas we've had a few half chances. We've not taken ours. This is one of those games we have seen before, but we want to make sure the ending is very different.
Bogle's header to clear. Whiteman. And then Bogle keeps it in for Leeds. He's pushed to the ground. Free kick. Bogle helped to his feet. And then the free kick is played to Joe Rodon. Last few seconds of the 45. Gnonto attacking for Leeds down the left. Showed too much of that to Potts. Leeds have a throw in, almost level with the edge of the Preston box. Last chance perhaps in this half to get the ball into that penalty area. 2 going up on the board, it would appear. Struijk with possession. Nothing ahead of him, so it goes back to Rothwell. Rothwell to Gnonto on the left. In from the touchline to Tanaka. On it goes to Gnonto. Gnonto trying to find space. Still going Gnonto. And still. Oh, didn't quite get the pass into Bogle. And now it's Preston who are on the counter-attack again. Leeds do well to win it back with Byram to Tanaka. Can Leeds swing it back in the other way? Aaronson, good step away from Potts. Out it comes to Peru. Peru in field. And into Gnonto. Gnonto to Aaronson. Aaronson to the far post. Looking for the forward run. Headed behind, Leeds corner.
Well defended from the left fullback from Preston. Saw Dan James making the run. Aaronson, the ball was always a little low, but didn't have much space to work in, but positioning the fullback was spot on.
Big moments right at the end of the first half, the final minute. Leeds corner kick. Rothwell to take it. Lots of jostling in the penalty area as the ball comes in low, and it needed more height, and it was headed away from the edge of the 6-yard box. Rothwell picks the ball up again. Now he's given it to Dan James on the left. Dan James curls a right foot ball into the middle, headed towards goal by Sam Byram, that couldn't get the ball down, and it goes behind for a goal kick.
Excellent cross. Poor header. Gets his timing all wrong.
And Woodman with the slow walk to retrieve the ball. We'll see this one through to the first half conclusion, perhaps even before he's actually kicked the ball here. And there it is, he does that successfully. The half-time whistle goes. Frustration for Leeds as they head towards the tunnel. Preston North End, a counter-attack goal is the difference between the two teams. And this one needs a really big half from Leeds. Half-time scoreline is Preston 1, Leeds 0.
Frustrating first 45 minutes, had plenty of possession, some good half chances. We don't take ours, and Preston with an excellent counter. And really, Meslier, I think, should do better. Concedes that first goal, and after that it's been scrappy, it's been tetchy. The referee needs to get a grip in the second half, but saying that, so do we. We need to be better.
Half-time scoreline here at Deepdale. Preston North End 1, Leeds United 0.
Nobody's seen my G's anyway. Smiley. Yeah, probably. Oh, milky. Oh, they're colourful. Oh, thank you. Maybe I'll open it and they'll bring that thing. Great, thanks, hon.
Mate, you've done a lot for me. You've done a lot for me, and I appreciate you. Thanks, mate. Thanks, man. Can I actually open it? Of course. Do you want to help me? No. I've got news for you, mate. Right, trust me. Oh my God, it's nice, isn't it? Oh, mate. It's actually, mate. It's not funny. This is serious. It's risky, too. Byram, this is your normal gears.
Nah, chill, it's all. Chill. Well, don't look at me, you all. Look at me. Just come. 2, 1, go. Yes. I was controlling the ball anyway. It's not a win. So come one more time. I can't beat them. I can't lose on time. I can't lose on time. Go. Oh, yeah, it's so dumb. I won. You see, it's rigged. It's just rigged.
Well, the game's really heating up now. Keeping that energy flowing. Talk about control. Constant, steady performance, no matter the weather. Lovely charge forward there. That was smart play.
Something magical is living in my house. If I spill or make a mess, the next moment it's magically gone. I never see them, but they get everywhere. Is it fairies or mini little people? Is it you? Everything is so sparkly. Mummy says try not to make too much mess, so we don't scare them away.
No magic, no spells, just astonish.
Escape to a land where it's no work and all play. There's no such thing as speed limits. Where wild animals roam. And around every corner is a new adventure. Where you live amongst nature and giant rabbits come and say hello. Escape to Flamingo Land. Book your day pass online at flamingoland.co.uk.
Oh, new TV?
Yeah, it's the new Hisense Mini LED.
Should have asked me what to get. We've got a 65-inch with Mini LED. You've got to be paying at least $2,000 for that.
Actually, this one has all those features and more, and we didn't pay anything like that. Looks great, doesn't it?
Well, 45 minutes into this one at Deepdale in a half that seems to get progressively tetchy as it went on. Preston 1 goal to the good. Plenty to talk about. Dom, first and foremost, your reflections on that first 45 minutes. Leeds not where they want to be going into the half-time break.
Obviously not, no. Decent game. Both teams have been quite physical and both been at it. Yeah, it's a difficult one to talk about because I think obviously there's some key moments that we are going to go into, but I just think it's been quite an even game, but again, we've had more possession, and when we've got the possession, have we used it properly? Maybe at times I'd say yes, at times I'd say no. So we just need that little bit more quality in that final third.
Yeah, well, managers are always talking about quality in the final third and efficiency. If we take a look at the goal, you know, in terms of efficiency, Preston worked this really well to be on the edge of their D, then pick up the ball and end up in the back of the net. So talk us through this.
Well, I think obviously Rothwell's lost the ball, and then to be fair, Pascal's trying to get back and he's not. He's basically his body shape was wrong, and then obviously it's a tap in. But I think if you can go through all that goal, when we can see the goal like that, you know, if you look through it from the start, where we lose the ball, then Pascal gets done, and Bogle's not in the right position. So usually in football, if you make 3 mistakes, it costs you a goal at times, and that's what's happened. You can see here, Pascal hasn't got. He should have just went back a little bit, so you've got time to recover. He didn't. Delivery comes in, sticks in the back of the net. So for me, it's a poor goal, but it was a quality goal from Preston's point of view. From my point of view, defensively, we could have done better. Could the goalie have done better as well for us? Possibly. Could he got a stronger hand on it? Maybe. Yeah. There's all ifs and buts, but it's still a poor goal. And on a break to get caught like that. Didn't look like we had the right numbers back, and I think away from home you've got to be so careful. You've got to be not taking them chances. Have the right numbers back, and they looked like they had more players in the pitch than us at that point.
Yeah, and like you say, credit to Preston for the goal. I mean, they do all their bits perfectly well, don't they? They're winning up in the box, the ball in, the turn on the centre circle.
It was always like they were the away team. Yeah, you know, so on a counter. You know, we knew that's going to be their kind of game plan, set pieces and that. And we've just got to be better. That goal, in my opinion, shouldn't have happened. You know, when you lose the ball in that midfield area, where's everyone else? They've all got to be right back in the position. We're away from home. We're not at home, we're away. So I just think defensively, we have to be more defensive-minded. I think we're always trying to look forward and get forward. Think about defence as well. That's really important. Sometimes I think we get carried away with being clever on the ball and forgetting our defensive duties at crucial moments.
Well, that's the goal that separates the teams at the moment. The big talking point, of course, is whether there should have been a red card. Leeds went down to 10 men in this fixture last year. Should Preston be down to 10? Dom, let's talk through this. Whiteman is the defender in question here. And 2 challenges. The first one on Brendan Aaronson, this trip. Yellow card?
Yeah, I think it is. Because obviously Aaronson's in the sentence and he's got to go forward and make a pass. So, yeah, I think that's right. But I think the ref's got it right. The thing is, when you've had a yellow, you have to be careful. And I think when you see what's going to happen now with the second, I mean, this first one, yeah, it's definitely a foul. It's a yellow card. But this second one for me is obviously, in my era, probably a good tackle. But in this era, it's reckless. And obviously, he could have got hurt. Bogle could have got hurt there. It could have been really bad. In my opinion, that could definitely be a yellow, but it could have been a red as well. So Preston, I don't know how they've got away with it, but they have. The referee now needs to give us one because, let's be honest, if you look at that now in a slow-mo, that is dangerous play.
And that just shows you, I mean, you were talking about your era. The game has changed, doesn't it? Yeah. It doesn't matter that he gets the ball. He does make good contact with the ball. Yeah. If you follow through, if your studs are up, if you catch a player on the leg, the ankle, wherever it might be on the shin, it's just a booking.
Well, we've just seen both of them. So the first one, the yellow. The second one was worse, let's be honest. That could have really hurt someone. The first one, all right, you got a knock. But the second one was really dangerous. So I don't understand how that is not at least a yellow. And if it is, we take our penalty, hopefully we score it, and the game's different. So I can understand why you could see the manager and the Preston manager and his coaches all getting a bit high rate. But it's a passionate game, football, and the decisions sometimes change games. And I think for us, we've had a bad result there in that second tackle, because basically that definitely was a yellow and it could have been a red.
When you're a player on the pitch and that kind of decision goes against you, it must be hugely frustrating for the Leeds players. They've got, and Tony was talking about it in commentary, they've got to keep a lid on what they're doing now, because at some point, as Tony said, this referee's going to start, well, I'm going to have to start giving out more cards here. You don't want to be the player who ends up getting the second yellow when they got away with one.
Well, I think that's the manager now, and the coaches will be getting that, when they're talking at half-time. That has to be a bit of the conversation. Listen, we're behind, we have to get back in. Just be careful, we don't make any mistakes. And it'll be the same for Preston as well. They'll be saying, hold on a minute, don't be stupid, don't make any mistakes. But what we've got to do is concentrate on what we are trying to achieve, is not lose this game. Obviously we talked before the game that we're hoping to win it, but let's not lose it. When you're 1-0 down, make sure now, no sloppy mistakes. Don't give the referee an opportunity to get someone booked or get someone off. Just be nice and balanced. We're still in the game. We've got 45 more minutes. So I think now it's just reset and go again.
OK, let's bring a bit of festive cheer into this half-time discussion, because a little spin-off from our art club. We've been having a kind of festive art club at the moment, challenging our Leeds United players to make some festive Christmas cards with 2 of their teammates on the cards. You'll see what I mean. Take a look. Here's Manos Solomon giving it a go.
Joel Pirot in Ilan. Snowball fight with a snowman. Like the nose is a carrot. Long arms. This is Ilan. If you didn't notice, this is Ilan. Like a snowball. And now Pirot, I do the same, just a bit shorter. He has yellow boots, so I put yellow boots. It's the worst one you will ever see. Joel is here, and Ilan is here. You can see he's taller than him. So this is Ilan. And he's wearing gloves. You can't see it here, but he's wearing gloves. They're fighting with each other with snowballs.
Manos Solomon proving once more that our footballers are better at football skills than they are at art skills. Here's the card, Dom. You take that, Dom, because you can hold it up to the camera over there, and we get a proper good look at this masterpiece over there. Do you think we're selling many of those in the Leeds United club shop anytime soon?
I might get involved.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to the club shop afterwards and maybe have a look into that.
Yeah.
That could make the club a lot of money.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
There you go. It's a wonderful piece of work. Right, very quickly, Dom, second half, key message from Daniel Farke to the players as they make their way out.
Don't do anything stupid. We're still in the game, still got an opportunity to get back into it, and let's see what happens. But obviously, let's not give them anything else. Don't give them any poor defensive. Do everything properly now, because it's really important that we get something out of this game now.
OK, here come the players. Big 45 minutes ahead over at Deepdale. Let's head to our commentary team, Bryn Law and Tony DeRigo.
Leeds United emerge from the tunnel and head towards that bank of fans behind the goal to our left, knowing that the job ahead in this second period is a big job ahead, because momentum needs to be maintained, and slips on the road can't be tolerated over long, because it's so tight at the top. There is an opportunity for Leeds United to open up a little bit of a gap with this Saturday lunchtime fixture on those below, and at the moment they ain't taking it. Mind you, we have had opportunity in the half-time interval to have a look. We don't have monitors where we're watching the game today, so we're not seeing any replays, but we've seen a replay of the incident on the edge of the penalty area now, and as we look at that Preston North End lineup, it should be one short, surely.
Yes, Whiteman very fortunate not to receive a card for that really poor challenge, but we've got to put all that behind us and really get on with it. 45 minutes to recover.
Preston play a long ball up into the Leeds half. Just looking, it looks like there's a change, isn't it? In fact, Whiteman, they've pulled him out, Whiteman. He's gone off, and Thordarson has come on instead.
He has in midfield, yep.
So that change has been made, surely, as a recognition, effectively, of the fact that, well, he's been protected, yeah.
For sure, because next time he does make a challenge, you'd like to think that he would have had a problem, and then he would have been off, but the target would have been on his back as well. But Now it's gone. And what we need to do is, rather than going to war, it's going to play. And how to win the war is to score a goal. And that's what we need to concentrate on.
Meslier, Rodon over the head of James. Peru can't keep the ball in play. Preston throw, and Kesler-Hayden will take it. Away fans are doing their bit. Kesler-Hayden down the line. Bogle just lets it bounce once because it's going out, so it'll be a Leeds throw-in. Straight from Kesler-Hayden's throw-in. Bogle will himself look up the line now. Tanaka. Thordarson, but it goes down to Tanaka. Short of Gnonto. Potts read it and then goes on a run forward himself. Struijk trying to get in ahead of him. Little push on Struijk, but he keeps his footing, and then the ball back from Meslier up to the halfway line. Byram to Tanaka. And now Rothwell. Left side, Byram. Rothwell back to Byram once more. Infield to Tanaka. Aaronson. Bogle was waiting wide, but it was cut off by Aaronson and then sent back to Rodon. Struijk to Rothwell. Leeds able to play it around on the halfway line, but in front of that, that's where the problems are starting. That's where it's all blocked off. Rothwell trying to do something about that now. Goes wide left side to Dan James. James in the Preston half, moving the ball forward now. Under hit pass, no chance for Aaronson. Thordarson got there first, and he spreads the ball out to the right side for Preston. Played into the middle, and Bogle, oh my word, Bogle came in, and I don't know whether it took a bobble in front of him there, but he seemed to have time to control that and find a pass, and he's put it straight behind for a corner.
Well, that's a great example of getting caught between two minds. Could have let that one go, controlled it. Instead, didn't know what to do and put his foot straight through it, but they're going to take their time, aren't they? You can see how slow they are. Brady going over, finally breaks into a jog.
And his teammates had all, again, gathered in the middle of the Leeds half for a little chat. It's nice. And then finally they break and decide they better go and take a place in the penalty area, which is where they are now for this corner kick.
So he's checking his studs, moving the ball again.
All the stuff you'd expect. Robbie Brady with the corner kick curled in under the crossbar. Whistle's gone for a free kick for something in there. Meslier had punched it away anyway. Takes the free kick to Aaronson out the penalty area. Now Tanaka on the edge of it. Rothwell back to Tanaka. Struijk sets off to his left. Tanaka through the middle for Rothwell. Now Struijk down the left wing. Infield to Byram. Back into the path of Rothwell and Tanaka. Two central midfielders link up. Byram in a channel. Keeps the ball in play. Gives it back to Struijk on the halfway line. Now Rodon. To his left, to Rothwell. Rothwell into Byram. Byram to his left to Gnonto. Good run on by Rothwell, but tried a little glanced header into the penalty area. It was cleared away. Aaronson tries to win it back for Leeds. He wins Leeds a throw-in at least, which is mid-position between the edge of the area and the corner flag. Byram has the ball. Tanaka by the corner flag. The ball again knocked into touch. Another Leeds throw. A little bit closer to that flag this time. Aaronson ran into McCann, and then the ball bobbling around and out for a Preston throw-in. Sum total of that minutes worth of play. almost precisely nothing, except Preston now have the ball, whereas Leeds initially had it.
Yeah, all tight, all scrappy.
Struijk header. Halfway line is Keane. He goes to ground. Referee's giving him a free kick for the challenge by Struijk. I would imagine that tunnel at half-time was a pretty feisty place. Leeds frustrations. Manager already booked. Leeds feeling that Preston should be down to 10. They have a free kick, and again, an age is taken before it's taken. Rodon header away from the edge of the area. James underneath it. Bogle's done well. Carries it forward for Leeds now. Oh, clear handball, but the game goes on. Rodon, now James. Oh, gee, that's another Brady. I mean, there were 3 fouls there, were there not? It was a handball initially, and then a foul on Rodon and a foul on James. And they got progressively worse.
Brady in the first half had a couple of challenges as well. Yeah, gets away with this one.
No card again.
Nothing.
Wow.
Right, now what we need is a delivery from Rothwell. Not been to his usual standards. But this would be a good time to put one right on the money.
Preston wall. Osmajic is just inside his own penalty area. Everybody else around about the penalty spot or beyond. Rothwell steps back. Plays it in right-footed, curled into the middle, heads go up and clear. James underneath it, tries to get it back into the area. Looping header goes out wide left side, picked up by Tanaka. He's got a lot to do, so he lets it run out for a Leeds throw in.
That was a great ball, by the way, as well. Just, we didn't have a runner in the right spot, but delivery was excellent.
Byram with a throw to Tanaka. Back to Byram. Quickly closed down. Tanaka, though, emerges with possession. And then still trying to get forward. Tenacious Tanaka, but it ends up coming off Tanaka and going out and behind for a goal kick.
We have plenty of players on that far side warming up vigorously. I'm sure it won't be too long before we see some reinforcements.
Bogle appeals for a high kick against Kesler-Hayden there. Perhaps inevitably gets nothing. Leeds have a throw in though. Bogle with the ball. In it goes, looking for Dan James. Manages to get it to Aaronson. It breaks for Peru. First time effort from Peru is a little bit lackluster, and it's an easy catch for the goalkeeper.
Oh, that's poor. Really should be angling that one a little better. Probably the ball was just too central, but still, you expect more.
Can't pass the ball into the net always, can you? This time, Peru is playing provider with Gnonto in the penalty area. Cuts it back into the middle. Breaks for Tanaka. Keeper saves. Comes back for Bogle. Still in that penalty box. Bogle goes for the byline. Puts it back in the middle. Headed as far as Rothwell. And then his half volley. Well, you'll hear the reaction from the home supporters. Sails into their midst behind the goal. Best chance of the game for Leeds.
Really was. And Tanaka was just fired at trying to find a way through. Plenty of bodies, but couldn't manage it. But we're on top. Just got to keep going. It will come. It will come. Keep believing.
Only will it come once Preston have decided now's the time to take a goal kick. I mean, this is so obvious what they're doing here.
Well, as long as they keep adding the minutes to it, we'll see at the end if the referees cottoned on. Well, they're making a fool out of him.
Brady's flick header in the Leeds half. Rodon's there to gather. Looks forward. Sets off again. Nudged over by Osmajic. It's been quite the battle between those two.
Osmajic, bit fair to him, likes a bit of rough and tumble, doesn't he? I mean, he puts in a heck of a lot of work, and it was his excellent cross that set up the goal for Potts.
There's plenty of tumble in that first half when he did his spectacular roll. Montenegrin international. Here's Rothwell for Leeds, to his left to Byram. Back to Rothwell once more, up the line for Gnonto. Gnonto, good play. Past McCann, into the penalty area, still going on his foot for a shot, the right foot for a shot. It's blocked and it comes back out for Rodon just outside the penalty area. The ball at his feet. Short ball to Dan James. James on his left foot, he'll try a drive, it's blocked as well. Struijk all the way back to Meslier. And Preston get up the park quickly. And Struijk gets the short pass back off the keeper. And Meslier, the space in front of Rothwell here. Wide it goes to Byram. Gnonto waits beyond, it comes back in. Byram's caught in possession. Gnonto spots the danger, picks it up. Peru trying to give the ball back to Gnonto. It goes out of play. And the ball is stuck where it has been for much of this second half, over on that far side.
We were too slow with the ball there. Once we bypassed the front three, after that, at least we can get at them. But we took an absolute age, and Sam Byram getting caught. And it just allowed Frokjaer to come back, but he was 10 yards behind the ball at one stage.
Down the line the throw goes. Picked up by Tanaka. There's a foul in there. And Osmajic protests his innocence, but he is going to get a yellow card.
That was always going to happen at some point, the pure totting up process.
A point the referee made in a rare appearance for the yellow thing. Tanaka to Rothwell. Back to Rothwell again. Now Struijk. Byram to Tanaka. Preston all behind the ball. Rodon and Struijk exchange passes. Struijk down the channel looking for Peru. Back it goes to Woodman. Peru's chasing. Woodman gets it away. Bogle with a header forward. Now Aaronson's onside. And he's into the penalty area. And there's men in the middle. And Peru was waiting, but the ball was cleared behind. That's a corner kick.
Really good effort. Couldn't quite get past Lindsay, who looks tired out there, which is why we've got to keep the tempo high, keep pushing. They will start making mistakes. Almost got it by Lindsay, and Peru would have had a tap in.
Preston, who played on Wednesday night. Leeds played on Tuesday night. Preston were in Cardiff. Leeds were at home. Will that have a bearing? Rothwell with a corner kick for Leeds United. Into the middle, Struijk was coming, didn't get there, beaten to it. Leeds have to start again from the centre circle, in fact further back than that, because Bogle's gone back to Meslier. Now Byram, back to Meslier again. Rodon to Struijk. Preston pressing. Leeds can't get beyond it yet. James now, further up the park. Does well. Steps away from his marker and he's still going. Dan James plays the ball wide to his right. Aaronson's got to sprint out to keep the ball in play. Having done that, Preston have just been given a chance to get back in the box. James back on it again, on the edge of the area. Couldn't find a teammate. Bogle couldn't get to the ball either. Preston happy just to clear up the pitch, where only Meslier waits. Tanaka in the centre circle, through the middle for Peru. Looks forward now. Peru onto Gnonto. Side just, edge of the area. Disappointing.
That really was. Not often can Peru drop off his marker and get the ball and turn, but what he did, unfortunately. Gnonto was offside.
Changes being made by Paul Heckingbottom. So Will Keane is off. And McCann is off by the look of it. No, Brady is the other man going off, rather. And so the veteran winger, Brady, walks across the pitch to the far touchline as slowly as he dare. And Preston have put fresh legs on.
They have, and looks like a slight change of formation, possibly as well.
Dwayne Holmes, the USA international, comes onto the pitch. Born in America, brought up in Wakefield.
You don't hear that very often.
No, you don't. Aaronson trying to press Thordarson, but Icelandic man keeps the ball away, and he's played a really good pass forward beyond Byram to Potts into the penalty area. Frokjaer into the middle, headed goalwards, and headed fortuitously from Emil Riis into the hands of Illan Meslier. That could so easily been 2-0.
Well, it was an excellent break. What a ball that was out to the right-hand side. Thordarson with an excellent ball. Then the little chip across. Just a half-decent header would have Meslier in trouble. Instead, straight into his hands.
Emil Riis, who's just come on, is the leading goal scorer with 5. Could easily, should easily maybe have made that 6. Leeds with Bogle. Coming in field, Jayden Bogle, before going back to Pascal Struijk. Onto Gnonto, back to Struijk. Tanaka's behind him. Gives it back to Struijk. He's fouled then, Tanaka, by Riis, who again just left one on him when the ball had been played.
Just stood on him.
That's hurt. That's hurt. Tanaka is not at all happy with that challenge. Shuns the conciliatory gesture from the Preston man who committed the foul. Riis. Leeds about to make changes as well. Looks like Patrick Bamford here. Tanaka. Through the middle for Struijk. On it goes far side to Byram, who's offside. And as the ball comes in, the Leeds players are plenty arriving, but the flag was already raised. Byram was offside.
Well, something has to change, and here they come.
So first change for Leeds. Gnonto off. And is it Ramazani coming on? Aaronson also summoned to the touchline. And Laji Ramazani on. Patrick Bamford on. Bamford comes for a word with Peru.
Yeah, I wonder if Bamford will go up top and Peru will just drop into that number 10 role. Just play in and around Bamford.
Preston with a long ball into the Leeds half. Have possession in that half as well. Potts keep the ball under pressure. Thordarson loses the ball under pressure, puts it straight into touch. Leeds throw in on the halfway line. Bogle in possession of the ball. Down towards Bamford's head it comes, and then it's cleared away from him. And then it's put behind the line to Osmajic, who's onside, but Rodon's done really well. Snuff the danger out and get it to Bogle. Bogle's pass was telegraphed, easily read.
James was just inside, in a great angle, ready to run through. Bogle didn't spot him.
Woodman's clearance high into the sky, drops Byram with a header down. Emil Riis. And then it's pushed wide by McCann. And then Storey from the back. Emil Riis to his right. Preston holding a little bit of possession here. And then Leeds end up with a throw-in when Preston felt they should have had a free kick. Byram will take it. The clock is beginning to tick down here. 25 minutes of this second half remaining, and Leeds still a goal behind. Peru, left side of the penalty area, couldn't get his ball in the box, then it comes off Peru, cleared into touch, and that will be a Preston throw-in.
I'd like to see Ramazzani more on the ball. Not seen him for a little while. Of course, when he was playing, looked an absolute box of tricks, didn't he? Good at unlock defences. Well, that's what we need now.
Preston with a throw down the line. Header in field from Byram. Tanaka onto Peru. Byram to Rothwell. Again, too tight. Behind Ramazzani. Into touch for a throw-in. Preston will be happy at this stage that they've taken some of the sting out this second half, and at the moment seeing enough of the ball to feel that they've got themselves an excellent chance here of keeping what they've established. Leeds have got to try and battle a way back into this game. Ball is played over the top. They've got to defend successfully to do that. Rodon with a good header into the hands of Meslier. I guess Leeds are taking that little extra chance now. Tanaka works the ball to Struijk. Again, channel balls easily read and cut out. And Leeds are on the heels a little bit here as Preston come. And there's a runner to the left, and Bogle does really well to divert the ball away. And then Dan James just touches it out of play for a throw-in. McCann. These levels rise from the home supporters, seeing their team playing in the Leeds half now. Still, Kesler-Hayden. Infield to McCann. Goes to the right side of the penalty area. Good ball. Dropped in the middle, Meslier picks up. Now there's a chance to get Leeds on the front foot with a throw out to Ramazzani. Ramazzani taking on the defender. Defender's going to get there way ahead of him. Leeds are still trying to keep the pressure on by that corner flag. And it's played onto the chest of Byram. Now it's spread out if Leeds can work this one through the ranks quickly. Byram has it on the left side. Preston back in their shape now. And enjoying the backing of the home support now. Really has the feel of other games we've seen so far this season. Bamford with the back heel to Tanaka. In it goes to Bogle. Bogle, Peru, and then Bogle pops up in the penalty area, tumbles over the goalkeeper, couldn't quite get himself a sighting of goal there, and it's cleared into touch for a Leeds throw.
It's unfortunate, but keep going, keep pushing, keep asking questions.
Tanaka to Bogle again. Bogle rolls it into the path of James, who's in the penalty area. They're in the middle waiting. Oh no, Bamford. It was played across the box, and Bamford was waiting and somehow managed to flick it wide, and he was almost on the goal line.
How's he missed that one? Excellent play from Dan James down this right-hand side. He takes his time, he looked up, he was composed. Excellent cross, and just an instep was needed to guide it into the goal, but Bamford did not get the right connection on it.
And one of those situations where to get the ball beyond the post almost seemed more difficult to get the ball inside the post. But Leeds have got to get on with it, forget it, and try again. Preston obviously will take a great amount of comfort from the fact that Leeds have just passed up that opportunity. Home side in possession, 20 minutes to go. McCann, out wide right side, played into the box. Meslier, easy catch. Throws it out to Struijk. Now Rothwell. Now Tanaka. In the centre circle. To his right to Rodon. Down the channel for Bogle. There's space ahead of Bogle. He's got to keep the ball in first, though. As he does, he's closed down. Still got it. Now it goes into... it's behind Tanaka. He's caught off balance by the pass, and Osmajic against Rodon here. It's a 2v2 breakaway. Osmajic has gone to his right, and then it's put back in the middle. Poor ball. Now Leeds can counter-attack, perhaps, as Rothwell's urged forward by the fans behind the goal. Peru sets off on a run. It goes over the top, looking for the run of James, but Woodman will come and gather that one. Bounce too far ahead of Dan James, and the goalkeeper gathers.
Well, you can see there's going to be chances, but we've got to keep our heads and show quality at the right time. That ball there wasn't quite the right pass for Dan James, but at least we're trying to play it quickly once we've bypassed the front three, rather than allowing Preston to get set in their defensive positions and have them all to break down.
Ball is at the back with Preston. Kesler-Hayden. Just a short pass back into Dwayne Holmes. And then back it goes to the centre-half, Lindsay. McCann in midfield. Turns the ball to his right to Storey. Woodman puts a foot through it. Struijk touches it, but can't keep possession for Leeds. Byram goes in to win the challenge successfully. Leeds end up with a throw-in. Ramazani robbed on the touchline. Byram goes to collect. I think there's another Leeds change coming shortly, presumably Solomon. Trying to look across to the far side. Possibly Joseph. Bogle on the ball. James given away. Easy pick up and carry forward by Kesler-Hayden. And then a poor ball from Kesler-Hayden. Or maybe he'll say that Emil Riis didn't go where he wanted him to go. Either way, Leeds throw in. Bogle happy because he was
lucky.
way out of position.
He certainly was, wasn't he? It was his poor pass. He and James on the different page.
Peru brings the ball in field to Rothwell. Moves forward for Leeds United. Goes left to Byram. Ramazani's inside. Byram goes back to Struijk in midfield to Tanaka. Space in front of Tanaka. Still with Tanaka. Now James on the edge of the D. Tries a shot. Hits the bar. Dipped that one in from the edge of the area. Still in the box with Bamford. Flag is raised for an offside somewhere in there. Presumably against Bamford. And Dan James inches away then.
So unfortunate as well. And the touch wasn't the best to line up for the shot, but somehow still he got it away extremely well. Might have touched a player on the way through, but the woodwork comes to Preston's rescue, unfortunately.
There's a delay because there's a change being made, and Osmajic has been summoned back to the touchline. He'll be replaced. Gets applause on his way. And the change for Leeds is not quite ready. In fact, the man we can see on the far side is one of those who's departed, isn't it? As Preston make their switch now. So on comes Ryan Ledson. It looks like they're going one up top.
Yeah. Striker off, midfielder on.
And there are 15 minutes to go here, and Leeds are in a mess. Scoreline needs changing. Byram, Peru, or Bamford rather. Thordarson for Preston. Struijk with a strong challenge. Breaks straight for Dan James, and James can race forward for Leeds here. Puts the ball into the middle, just a little bit short of Patrick Bamford. It's cleared behind. It's a corner kick.
Well, that was the right idea. Similar, certainly in the first half where Osmajic put his ball in from, but defender just got across and cut out the danger. Another set piece. We need something from somewhere.
Rothwell on this near side to take this corner kick for Leeds. Rothwell steadies himself. Puts it into the middle. Headed towards the far side beyond Struijk, but he gets there with his feet. Appeals for a hand as he kicks the ball into the area. Nothing is given except a throw-in for Leeds United. It was a cheeky appeal really from Struijk there. He kind of kicked it against his opponent from close range. Leeds making a change now. So Rothwell comes off and Solomon comes on.
Plenty of attackers now. Tanaka will just have to be the one just sitting and holding that midfield together.
Solomon from the throw-in. Can't get his space to find a cross. It's cleared up towards the halfway line. Rodon's picked it up for Leeds United. In it goes to, well, square it goes, I should say, to Bogle, and back to Rodon again. Struijk down the far touchline, into space. Solomon's not going to get there, quite ahead of the defender. Storey clears it and it's offside. Frustration upon frustration for Leeds United here.
So it looks like it's a, what is it, 4-1-4-1 basically.
Well, it's got to be gung-ho, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Because there are 14 minutes to go. Leeds are losing. And again, it's that scenario. One goal away from home. And the possession stats will be wildly in Leeds' favour. But that counts for absolutely nothing at the end of the game. Free kick for Leeds. No, Riis was the man flagged. Rodon to Bogle. Now Ramazani. Back it goes to Rodon. Struijk. Always a tough game here for Leeds. Now Tanaka through the middle. Showed a bit too much of it. Spun towards the edge of the penalty area and a block. Wins a second header. And a third touch for Tanaka. Ramazani to James. A little further forward to Bogle. Forced away from the edge of the box. Tries the back heel. And Tanaka was waiting as a pass. Leeds lose out, but gain it back. Oh, Tanaka's touch is heavy. But then he goes in to try and win it back, and he almost manages to do that. And then it emerges with Rodon in possession. And now Struijk. Leeds do not have a great record here by any stretch of the imagination. We even have recent memories that underline that. Rodon on the edge of the area, onto Bogle. Bogle cuts it into the middle, and meeting it there was Bamford, and Bamford says the final touch was off the defender, and the referee disagrees. It's a goal kick.
Well, at least we finally got it in the box. I'm shouting, just put it in there. We've got players in there. Let's just try and get a delivery into them. Bogle did, and Bamford made the run. Not sure who it came off in the end, but it didn't go our way.
So Woodman takes it all the way to the far side of the 6-yard box from opposite side to where the ball went out. And wastes more time here, and Preston edge ever closer to a long-awaited home win.
And Joseph looks to be the next one coming on.
Ball is put towards the edge of the penalty area. Bogle, not sure what he wanted to do there, but the ball is cleared long for Bamford to get after here. Defender hooks it away. Solomon underneath it, loses it to Potts. Potts puts it straight into touch. All very scrappy, but all very effective.
It was, but good chase from Bamford. Thought he might have just got there. Defender just about did enough.
Oh, that's a real... Well, it's a shame is one word, but it's a bit
there
of
is
a
another
mess
word.
the other. Yeah. As Leeds exchange passes on the touchline, but too close beyond throw-in Preston. the game moves into its final 10 minutes. And Preston are in front and they're attacking as well, with Thordarson's got acres ahead of himself here on the edge of the penalty area, played into the box. Leeds have got a clear, and they eventually do that through Rodon. And then Bogle, at the moment when there's a chance to be calm, the hard work had been done, just wallops up into the Preston half.
Wow. Well, Preston almost found a way through for a second time, but we survived.
2 changes for Leeds. Ampadu on, Joseph coming on. Goodness me, so Bogle off as well. So, okay, over to you, Tony.
Well, 3 at the back, and then good luck with the rest of them. Just get forward and score. So 3 at the back, Tanaka just holding that midfield area.
Everybody
and
else
after
up
that,
top.
Yeah, well, 4 across and then 2 up top as well. This is a Hail Mary formation. I don't care what the formation is, it's can we fashion another chance? Can we get Woodman to actually do some work in their goal? He hasn't done enough, has he? And also, if you can't take your chances, well, you're not going to win matches.
No, we are well inside the final 10 minutes here. There's a long delay to play as the ball is disappeared from the playing surface, and now Preston have decided belatedly that they're going to make a change as well. And so Frokjaer goes off, and defender Whatmough comes on. Leeds were coming here hoping to win, and now we're at the stage where Leeds will be leaving here happy if they're drawn. Throw in to Preston on the halfway line. Struijk with a header. Back it comes towards Rodon. Beyond Ramazan, it's just up in the air, and when it emerges, Holmes picks it up and plays the ball first time into the penalty area. Rodon heads it to Struijk, gives it away to McCann in midfield for Preston, but well up the park. Over on the far touchline, Leeds put bodies in the way. Solomon works the ball behind, goal kick. Ampadu's first touch of the ball for Leeds. Infield to Rodon, to his left, and forward to Struijk. On it goes to Ramazani. Turns and moves forward now. Ramazani, short ball to Rodon. Out wide to Dan James on the right. To the far post, where it's headed behind. It's a corner kick if it goes. Well, it's kept in play. No, it has gone behind. It's a corner.
It's been a good positive play. Just clip it into the box and start attacking that ball.
Solomon is the new corner taker. Attacking players are plenty in that penalty area. Solomon curls it in, headed clear. Strong header away from the box. James will keep it in play because they're all still in there. If he chooses, goes down the line to Solomon instead. He puts it in the middle. Keeper comes and flaps, but his fingertips help it out to Thordarson, and he just wallops it into touch for a Leeds throw in midway inside the Preston half. 5 to go.
Well, that corner kick from Solomon was a really good one, but Lindsay with an equally good header.
Ampadu to Tanaka. Now Struijk. On to James. Comes inside. Ramazani tries the shot, and it took a deflection on its way towards goal, and Woodman was almost caught out and finally managed to shuffle across his line and push it behind for a corner.
Good save in the end. He was wrong-footed, but deflection was so far out, allowed him that amount of time to get back across and make a good save.
Solomon comes to the near side to take this corner. Gloves on, hand raised. Referee holding play up on the edge of the area. There's a problem with Ampadu here, which requires them to look towards the touchline. For what we know not. Now the corner will be allowed to be taken. Solomon, into the middle it goes. And then the referee awards a free kick for a foul somewhere in the middle of the crowd scene, probably by Bamford. And
how many minutes have we got left?
Well, less than 5 to go now.
Need something from somewhere.
Considerably less than 5 to go. 3 to go. And Leeds are seeing a real opportunity. Saturday lunchtime game slipping away once more in Lancashire. Struijk with the header onto the chest of Ramazani. Ramazani's fouled. Free kick to Leeds on the halfway line. 3 minutes remaining of the 90. Short free kick. Ramazani gets the ball back. On it goes to Joseph. And Struijk plays it over the top. Solomon can't quite get there ahead of the defender. Ledson turns it into touch for a Leeds throw-in. Level with the edge of the Preston box. Struijk back to Ramazani. Another Leeds throw-in. Struijk is going to take this one in the absence of anyone like a fullback. Riis gets in for Preston, still deep in their own half. Cleared up towards the halfway line. Tanaka's header down. Ramazani couldn't get to the ball, but a long one forward is really well defended by Ampadu. He was in trouble if Thordarson had got away. He didn't. That's a fine ball from Ampadu to James, running at the box. James brought down just outside the area. It's a really cynical foul, and a card is produced. And Dan James was cut off as he was flying forward then.
One for the team, Lindsay, probably rightly so, but good play wasn't from Ampadu initially. The ball as well, the way to pass was perfect for Dan James to run on too, but all we could get is a free kick just outside the box. You'd have to say this one has to be a good one. And we have to get something at the end of this.
Solomon with the job to put this ball into the Preston penalty area. In it goes from Solomon. Heads are up, it's cleared out as far as James. Now to Solomon. Solomon goes to his right, curls it into the middle, heads go up at the far post. It's still in the middle of the penalty area. It drops in a crowd and it's hacked away. And for all the bodies in the penalty area, it was a Preston leg that got to that one first. And the ball is right up in the Leeds half. For a throw-in, Tanaka back to Meslier.
But once again, though, they're really good balls in. Preston are there first. We haven't been on the end of them.
Last minute, home fans roused to life, sensing a big win here. And Leeds a big defeat. Joseph shoots. Joseph's shot is pushed away by Woodman. Just for a second there, looked like the goalkeeper had been wrong-footed once more, but he got hands to it and pushed it out for a throw-in. Peru. Back it comes to Ampadu and back to Peru again. To Ampadu when they were all waiting at the far side of the area.
Well, get it in.
James. Back it comes to Ampadu in a bit of space. He's going to have a go. He clips it into the area. Struijk on the penalty spot. Laid off for Bamford. Bamford appeals the corner. And that's gone out for the corner. And Solomon races to get the ball. The border's gone up. Just four added minutes here, which I am very surprised by. In it comes from Solomon. Heads up and headed away again by Lindsay.
It's an excellent ball again. We're nowhere near them.
James curls it in. It's taken a deflection. Underneath Joseph. Dropped to him. He thought about the spectacular volley and it hit the outstep and went behind for a goal kick.
It's disappointing. Preston You can see themselves almost there. Just getting something on the end of those crosses that are coming in, but we aren't busting a gut to get on the end of them ourselves.
Leeds just finding it such a struggle to score goals away from home.
Yep.
Which, when they're flying in at home, seems remarkable. And again, evidence of that today. Chances made and missed. And Leeds could yet pay a heavy price. Bamford. Now Ramazani. Walloped forward in their true Sunday League style by Kesler-Hayden. Straight through to Meslier, who bowls it out to Rodon, who gives it to Ramazani. He turns, and it goes wide left side to Solomon. 2 to go. Solomon beats his man. 27-8 in the box are they here, as it's curled in now. Struik's header, headed clear from the edge of the 6-yard box, picked up by Peru in there. Comes back for Peru, just tries to stab it towards the penalty spot. It's cleared desperately into touch for a Leeds throw in.
It's half a chance again for Struijk. It's brilliant from Solomon on that far side, and Struijk gets a touch, but not enough of one. You can see by his reaction, he puts his hands to his head, knowing that's a chance.
Ramazani on to Solomon. Solomon holds off challenges aplenty and plays it out to Dan James. They're all waiting again in the area. James trying to get to the byline, puts it into middle.
Yes!
It's in from Patrick Bamford and Joseph. Matteo Joseph with the touch. Rolled into the middle by Dan James, and Matteo Joseph emerged through the crowd to tap it in from close range. Leeds with a late equaliser. Leeds have finally got something here at Deepdale. Joseph super sub 1-1.
Come on, just stick the ball in the box and see what happens this time. Finally, Joseph gets on the end of it, and it's a great little touch. Come on, surely we couldn't win it.
Well, you may have just said it, but at this stage, I'm not getting ahead of myself. Late drama. Oh, Struik's gone in with a foul challenge, which means that Preston have a free kick in the Leeds half in the final one of the added 4 minutes. Always late drama in these recent meetings. Last minute winner for Preston here last season. Last minute winner for Leeds at Ellen Road in the last meeting. Peru penalty. Now has Joseph stepped up to spare Leeds the totally miserable journey home. 1 point would not be the worst in these circumstances. Got to defend this free kick first. As the ball is with Thordarson to put it into the Leeds penalty area. Meslier's flapped, but it's gone beyond his jump, and it's going to roll all the way to the corner flag. It's kept in play. Joseph's come in, and it's still alive for Preston. Put it in the middle, cleared away by Rodon. And then up the other end, and it's all the way through for Woodman. Under a bit of pressure from Ramazani, but just about gets it past him. But it's still there for Leeds, who can attack down the left. Charge down the edge of the penalty area. Plenty in the middle. Comes into the middle. Goes behind, does it? No, it's still in play with Solomon. Solomon on that far side. He needs to get it in. They're all waiting in the box, and that's the end of the game. And it comes to its conclusion with Leeds United having just about grabbed the point that sends them back to the top of the table for the time being. My goodness, they had to work so hard to get anything out of this one, and having gone behind in the first half and knocked at the door repeatedly, it was a late added time equaliser from Matteo Joseph that means Leeds put another point on the board. Full-time scoreline here at Deepdale. It's finished. Preston North End 1, Leeds United 1. Phew.
Well, we somehow get something from that game, but my goodness, in the first half we had 1 or 2 chances, we couldn't take them, we go behind, and we thought that same scenario was going to play out, but we kept at it, missed chance after chance after chance, and Preston started to grow in confidence, thinking they might have just clinched all 3 points, but finally, a bit of luck goes our way. Excellent ball into the box. Matteo Joseph just stabs it home to get us a vital point. Or it could be a vital point, who knows, but good to see that we fought back, got something from the game, but we need to keep improving our away performances. Should have been more, but you know what? We'll take the point and move on.
Resilience shown, and ultimately Leeds found a way back into the game. Matteo Joseph from close range, and Leeds United have earned a point. They head towards that travelling support now, who moments ago were fearing another miserable drive over the M62. But those who are heading back to West Yorkshire, at least, plenty others who will be heading in all sorts of other directions. That journey has been made just that little bit more palatable by the fact there's been a goal to celebrate. There is a point, and at the end of it all, Leeds United are back on top of the Championship table. It's finished here. Preston North End 1, Leeds United 1.
Smiley. Yeah, probably. Fight hard.
Don't mention that, mate. You've done a lot for me. Oh my God, nice, isn't it? Oh mate, it's actually, mate. Yeah. It's not funny, this is serious. It's risky too. Byram, this is your normal gears.
Nah, chill, it's all. Chill. Well, don't look at me, you all. Just come. 2, 1, go. Yes. I always control the ball anyway. It's not a win. So come one more time. I can't beat come. I can't lose on time. I can't lose on time. Fourth. Go. It's true. Oh yes. Dumb. I won. Oh, you see, it's rigged. It's rigged.
Well, the game's really heating up now. Keeping that energy flowing. Talk about control. Constant, steady performance, no matter the weather. Lovely charge forward there. That was smart play.
Something magical is living in my house. If I spill or make a mess, the next moment it's magically gone. I never see them, but they get everywhere. Is it fairies or mini little people? Is it you? Everything is so sparkly. Mummy says try not to make too much mess, so we don't scare them away.
No magic, no spells, just astonish.
Escape to a land where it's no work and all play. There's no such thing as speed limits. Where wild animals roam. And around every corner is a new adventure. Where you live amongst nature and giant rabbits come and say hello. Escape to Flamingo Land. Book your day pass online at flamingoland.co.uk.
Oh, new TV?
Yeah, it's the new Hisense Mini LED.
Should have asked me what to get. We've got a 65-inch with Mini LED. You've got to be paying at least £2,000 for that.
Actually, this one has all those features and more, and we didn't pay anything like that. Looks great, doesn't it?
Full time then at Deepdale, and Leeds United rescue a point right at the death. Dom, it's a little bit stressful being a Leeds fan. It's Christmas time. I just want to relax into it nicely. Leeds certainly left it late today, but what could be a really important
general. I just feel like we needed that little bit of luck as well. I wouldn't say it was luck. We definitely deserved a point. A few decisions have gone against us, and we can talk about them as well. But yeah, we'll take a point. I think when you're 1-0 down, they've defended very well. They'll be disappointed, obviously, but yeah, let's take that point. 7 points in 3 games is not too bad. I think any team would take that. But I think with our quality, we just wanted that win, didn't we? But I think the fans will go back fairly happy.
Yeah, I mean, there aren't many teams, and we talked about this before the game as well, that are going to be able to take 3 wins in the space of 7-8 days. It's so tough to do in the Sky Bet Championship. And there is a context, isn't there? Yeah. It's a point away from home. In some ways, it doesn't matter how you get there. It didn't matter how we got that Swansea win in the end. You get the point. That's the thing that goes on the board. And to take those 7 points is a really good return going into what now will be another busy set of fixtures.
Yeah, like you say, I mean, you never get too far ahead of yourself in football. And I think that's the right way to be. I think the performances, we could have done things better. We know that. We could have made better decisions. A few things went against us, as we mentioned. I just think in general, in the Championship, away from home, a point's always quite decent. But I just generally believe with our squad depth and the players that we have and the quality we have, we'll still be disappointed. You've got to be. When I played for Leeds United, a draw was disappointing. You want to win every game. But some days, after a really, it's been a tough week, hasn't it? Even though we've played really well in them last couple of games, it's a lot of games in quick games coming in, and I think the manager will probably accept the 7 points that we've got. He would have obviously liked the 9, but we didn't get that. But again, it's giving the fans something, because again we've seen the numbers that have come over from Preston, gives them something to go home happy a little bit more with.
Give us an idea, because it's interesting what you're saying there about, players will always be disappointed not to pick up all the points. Yeah. But give us an idea what that will be like for the players, going back in the changing room, getting their stuff, getting ready to go on the coach back to Leeds, because there's 2 ways of getting a draw, isn't there?
There is.
That's the way that at least gives you that positive impetus at the end, where you feel, right, we've grabbed it, rather than if it's the other way around, for example.
I think representing Leeds United, and we know the quality I have with my group when I played, or when the group we've got now, because we have got so much quality, and we had when we played, you're disappointed in drawing any game. You want to win every single game. And I think Leeds have got that quality in the players within our squad to be that team that should be winning that game. But as we keep mentioning, the Championship is very, very tough. And like you say, we have to give Preston a little bit. They dug in. They did make a few mistakes, but in general, they were very good set pieces. They defended very well. Again, they'll be disappointed that they didn't get the 3 points. But we kept plugging away. We kept going. And I think that shows me another side of this squad as well, that we kept going. We kept the momentum going. The changes the manager made helped and worked. And I think maybe we can do that a bit quicker in away games as well. If we did, you never know, we might have got the 3 points.
Let's take a look at the story of this game then, because it was a goal in each half. And you're talking about things that Preston did well. What they did well was took their goal very well indeed. In the first half, of course, it was Potts who opened the scoring in the 23rd minute. And we'll see in a moment, it breaks on their D, and 10, 12 seconds later, it's in the back of our net.
It's an unbelievable delivery. As an ex-defender, of course, I'm going to dig out the defending, the way they broke, and we didn't have our numbers back in the right positions. But it's a brilliant ball in. It's a great, obviously, the guy who's obviously gotten the ball. It's a brilliant pass through, and obviously, Potts, he's got to tap it in. But I just think here's the disappointment. You lose the ball in that area. We've got enough players around, but where's our fullbacks? Could he got back a little bit earlier? He's got out of position. You're away from home, but you can't knock that delivery. When the delivery comes in, for anyone who's a forward player, as that ball comes in, all you got to do is tap it in. It's a brilliant finish. I think, can the goalkeeper do slightly better? Maybe. I think obviously I'm clutching at scores a little bit, but he could have maybe got a stronger hand to that.
Yeah, well, Preston certainly took their opportunity and had moments in the game where they had chances to break, where they worked the ball pretty well, but it was the key moment right at the end of the game. That's the one that we're talking about here. Now, not that Weir wants to be taking a goal away from one of our own players, but this looks very much like an own goal. Now, we've seen the replay, and especially from a certain angle as well. And I don't like to take a goal away from someone with your namesake as well, Dom. You know that. But let's just take a look at this, because it was a big celebration and a big goal for Leeds United. But it does look in the end like it's come off the defender Whatmough.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, we're on the front foot. Lots of, great skill in there. And I think when the ball comes into Dan James, this is what Dan's so good at. Look at the feet here. Great footwork. Gets the ball into the right area. And to refer to Matteo Joseph, he's attacked it. He's in the right place. Has it just come off the defender? We've seen back. We've had the privilege to see it back a few times, and it does come off the defender. So I can't really give it to him, but I'd love to, because he's got the same name as me. But that's not how football works. But listen, Dan James again here, excellent on that front foot. Ball across. I think even if he doesn't tap it in, somebody else does behind.
This is the angle here, I think.
Just glances off his foot. Yeah, you can see there. But yeah, I mean, at least we've got numbers in the box. We've talked about a centre forward being in the right position. He was in the right position there, and he could have got a touch on himself.
And the numbers in the box is similar to what we were saying at that game against Middlesbrough for the first goal, which drops to Willie Gnonto in the end. Having the players there causes panic for defenders, doesn't it? You know what that's like from the other side of things, and we're. If you're not committing players forward in the 92nd, 93rd minute, you're never going to be. But having those players there is the thing that puts the defender in all sorts of trouble.
Of course it does, and they struggled. And I think, like you say, in the second half, we were so much better, so much on the front foot. Was the quality in the final third not so great? But when we did deliver, we caused them problems. And I think now, even though Matteo's not got that goal, but he was still there around it, that's where I want him to be. As a centre forward, that's the position he should be in. When that ball's coming in, it's a tap in, isn't it? There's a few people around that as well. I want to see more of that, because we've got the players who can do that. We've got the energy levels. We've got the quality. And Dan James, again, was the one that created that. And it was a lovely ball in, low this time. He's chipped a few up as well, but that was low. And again, at least Matteo Joseph, he's attacked it in the right area, but it's come off the defender.
Let's just talk about Dan James for a moment, because you highlighted him at the start of the game in terms of how impressed you've been with him recently, whether he's been starting or coming off the bench, scoring goals, his contribution, his assists. Again, today, a standout performance.
Yeah, I think when you look at his mindset, the way he's playing, the way he's becoming a leader. We don't really talk about strikers being leaders. I'm being honest. I think he is the leader in that group now. The way he's playing, I think he's even got a voice as well, talking and organising. And I think him and Bogle at times can communicate better at times, because I'd leave Dan one-on-one against anyone. So sometimes Bogle can be back a little bit. If you've got someone like Dan James with the way he's playing, leave him alone. Let him go and attack people. And he's done that so well today. He's done it on so many occasions this year. I think his game's more complete now. He's finding his passing is better into the final third. His goal scoring's got better. So he's a real bright spot for us, and long may that continue. And I think he's put the hard work in as well, and he deserves to get all the credit.
It was interesting you saying about him being a leader. When he scored that goal earlier in the week against Middlesbrough, the one he lashed into the top corner, even in his goal celebration, it was a kind of all right, calm down, it's all good. You know, it's that kind of vibe he was giving off.
I just think his mindset's right. You know, when you've got a great mindset as a professional footballer and you're as good as him and as fit as he is and the pace that he has, when it all comes together for him, he's a handful for it. I wouldn't want to play against him, but yeah, he's really playing well at the moment. And like I said, just keep him on the ball, keep giving it. Keep giving it all the time.
Let's head back to Deepdale, mainly because if we don't go soon, there might be a case of frostbite for Bryn and Tony. So before that sets in, let's get their thoughts after this 1-1 draw away from home.
Well, there we go. It's been another tricky away day, I think it's fair to say, but at least for this one, going home with a point. Not an easy day's work, though, was it?
No, it certainly wasn't, and at one point we thought we were going to go home with nothing, at all. The performance was okay, but could have been better. We had chances to score to make it a bit easier for ourselves, but once again, we didn't. They score a very good goal, and they defend manfully. I think we know from this Preston side this season, they're tough to beat. They don't concede many, so we knew it was going to be a fight, but I thought our quality could have just stepped it up and got the job done. But fair to the boys, they kept going and going and going, and even when maybe some thought this isn't going to happen today, they kept going, and we got our rewards in the end.
Yeah, pressure told. If that goal had come maybe 5 minutes early, you'd have fancied Leeds to go on and perhaps get another one, but it was just so late, wasn't it, that that had to do.
Yeah, I mean, we hoped for another chance after that as well, but all the boys were running back to the halfway line. They wanted to get on with it, so there's only one team that thought they could go on and win it, and that was us. But you're right, just that could have happened earlier. We had 1 or 2 chances earlier to do that. We missed, really good ones, and we just couldn't take them. But a point's a point. We didn't lose. We go back to the top. I would have liked all 3, though.
The big discussion will continue about Leeds at home and Leeds away. Yeah. Not quite 2 different sides, but at the moment, not far off it.
They are. What makes the difference is scoring goals, obviously. Those chances just getting converted. I think at Ellen Road, the home fans can't be underestimated. That really is a bonus for the players. And here, it was great support. But of course, a lot of Preston supporters as well. But just little fractions you're talking about, and that's the difference between going up and staying where we are. And we need to make sure those fractions go our way.
Because in the second half there was that real sense of, the phrase would have been, we've seen this film before, wouldn't it?
Have
the goal in the first half and then dominate thereafter, but just miss some chances, can't find a way back in.
Yeah, and we can't always believe as well that we have to score first, because sometimes you're not going to. So you have to come back, you have to then score a couple to get back into the game, do it in different ways as well. I thought our set pieces were really good. I thought that would have been one of the ways to get back, but towards the end there, Lindsay was getting everything, his head to everything. They were defending it well, but we just kept going, and eventually, the pressure told. But my goodness, can they not do it a bit sooner next time?
Because there's some more of these types of games coming up over Christmas, aren't there?
Well, a load, and that's what's going to happen. They're going to fight, and it's a blueprint. They know what's going to happen. Can we catch Leeds on the break? Because they're going to have a load of possession. We're not going to commit bodies forward. Maybe a set piece will do them, and then we're going to hang on and we'll frustrate them, make it annoying, break the play up. We saw kind of them wasting time even in the first half, didn't we? 4 minutes at the end of the game. I'm not sure, that should have been way more, but you know what? We take it.
Well, we have the manager who can tell us about it as well now.
Oh, yeah. Good to see you.
Daniel, hi.
Come in the middle. Come in the middle,
please, if you will.
There we are.
I do.
Okay, so are you relatively happy with the point here, or can you not be happy with the point here?
Good, valuable point on the road. After this story of the game, obviously we go into each and every game in order to win it. Like I mentioned before, we just dance on the table with 3 points. But if you can't win it, then you have to make sure that you don't lose it. And I love the attitude of my lads. After a bit slow start into this game, but then the more the game went on, we pushed more and more for the equalizer. We won each and every statistic. Normally we would have deserved to win this game. But Preston, they are unbeaten in 6, especially at home. It's difficult to create chances to score goals against them, but if you equalize them in added time, it's definitely a valuable point and important point. So, I was not happy with our first 20 minutes, but then with the reaction of my lads, and after a tough week with the 3rd game within 7 days, and to add the 7th point is valuable, and compliments for the second half.
Do you have that sense at the moment your team needs to get in front away from home? The problem comes if you fall behind?